Hello, Mockingjays, and welcome to I think this is our third Zoom meeting, and I want to tell you how much I appreciate all of y'all coming on live. It makes it a lot more fun when I have a lot of people online with me. The name of the program tonight is called the BESLIM Philosophy, and we're going to, let's see, it's been so long since I've done a PowerPoint presentation. I don't know if I can remember how to do it. Is this it? No.
Yeah.
I hear some little child talking in the background. So if you have a child in the room with you, would you hit mute, please? And somebody's marking up the screen. Okay.
Not me.
Okay. I'm just going to have to do it from here because I can't remember. It's been so long since I've done a PowerPoint presentation. Maybe it's here under open. Nope, that's not it. Well, I apologize. That's not it. I can't believe I've forgotten how to do that.
Hey, we all forget something, Donna.
Well, it's been 5 years, 6 years since I've taught, so I've.
Well, no wonder. No wonder, sweetie.
Options. No, that's not going to work. Well, we're just going to do it like this.
There should be like a picture of a larger screen right there. So.
I don't know. Well, I'm wasting time. I'm going to go ahead. Okay, tonight we're going to be talking about the BESLIM Philosophy. And learning the BESLIM Philosophy and making lifestyle changes while we're in the weight loss phase will give us time to adjust to our new bodies and our new fueling patterns and make sure we take the time to learn the new habits and keep the weight off. What we're doing on the challenge, these 6 weeks, is not just a 6 weeks and you're done. These are habits that we're learning, fueling patterns that we're learning, drinking water, moving our bodies. These are habits that we're hoping to carry over through our lives into the next challenge and the next one and so on. But we'll do about, I think, 3 challenges a year to help, give us a little boost as we go along. But, oh my gosh, back I think in 2005, 2006, at the University of Colorado, there's a national weight control registry out there at the university, and they've been studying people ever since then, ever since like 2005, people who have lost over 60 pounds. This is not a study on how to lose weight. This is a study on how to keep it off. So they've studied people who've lost over 60 pounds and kept it off for at least 5 years. And based on the study of people who had been successful for 5 years, they found that these people had 6 things in common. Well, when Dr. Anderson found this study and he read the details of the study, the results of the study, he incorporated those 6 practices into an acronym called BESLIM to make it creative and to make it easy for us to remember. How am I going to go to my next slide, Donna? That's weird. Okay, what do I do next? Help me.
Donna, down in the bottom right corner,
Yes.
You see there's the third button. Oops. See the little.
Right there?
I can't see where you're at, but over to your left a bit from there. Right?
Right there. Got it.
Right there.
Got slideshow. Yeah. There it is. Woohoo! Thank you, thank you. Then all I have to do is click my mouse and it goes to the next screen. You are great. Thank you. Okay. The 6 habits spell out the acronym BESLIM. And B stands for breakfast. I'm going to need to close this for just a minute so I can see my screen. We should put good fuel in our body within 1 hour of getting up every single day. Between 30 minutes and an hour, we need to start putting food in our body. Research shows that people who eat breakfast every day lose more weight and keep it off longer than people who skip breakfast. The goal of a healthy lifestyle to break the fast with good nutrition, which your body can use to its best advantage. Now, here's the deal. If you are not hungry for breakfast, start getting into the habit of putting a little bit of fuel into your body anyway. Probably the reason you're not hungry is because your body's used to being overfueled with poor nutrition the night before. Now, that's chips and wine and crackers and popcorn and whatever else we nibble on after dinner, and ice cream, whatever. That late night eating interferes with our metabolism. It interferes with our restorative sleep, and it interferes with our overall well-being. So if you are an evening and nighttime eater, you're probably not going to be hungry for breakfast. So my suggestion is, once you get up, within an hour, put something in your mouth. Best to have a source of protein and a source of low glycemic veggies or fruit. So B is for breakfast. E is for exercise. The people who lost over 60 pounds and kept it off for over 5 years all had one thing in common. They moved their bodies. Now, they didn't all go to the gym. They didn't all hire a trainer. They weren't all into aerobics or any of that running or jogging or anything. What they did was they moved their body. Maybe they started walking their dog around the block or walking on the beach, or maybe they started going dancing with their spouse. But one thing they did was they got out of their chair and they started moving. And that's what exercise means in the weight loss phase and moving into maintenance. Our goal should be to move our body just a little bit more each day. Now, Dr. Anderson, you've heard a couple of people on some of the webinars, and I think we may have heard Dr. Anderson mention already NEAT activities, NEAT. Well, that stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And that means your body is burning calories even when you're not exercising. Your body burns calories when you breathe. Your body burns calories when you stand up. Your body burns calories when you walk out to the mailbox, etc. I mean, you don't have to do a lot. One of the things on our exercise sheet that we can check that we did is use the bathroom that's farthest away from where we are. In other words, you're walking just a little bit farther than you normally would to get up and go to the bathroom. Now, those of you who are complaining that you're having to go to the bathroom a lot because you're drinking too much water, get off it. Because you know what? You're getting 2 for 1. You are drinking enough water that you're washing toxins out of your body, but you're also moving your body more if you will go to a bathroom that's a little further away. And that's a NEAT activity, a non-exercise activity thermogenesis. The second kind of exercise is called EAT, and that's exercise activity thermogenesis. And that's like when you go to get on the treadmill, or you go to a cycling class, or you play golf, or you go dancing, but you're actually moving more in an aerobic way where you're actually focusing on burning calories. Now, one thing to remember in E for exercise is variety is the spice of life. Doing exercise doesn't mean that you have to take an aerobics class every day. It doesn't mean you have to lift weights every day. It doesn't mean that you have to do some kind of aerobic activity every day. It means move your body every day. Maybe one day you'll play golf. One day you'll go to the rec center and get on the treadmill. One day you'll ride your stationary bike at your house. One day you'll go outside and ride bikes with your child. Whatever you get, maybe you'll go play a game outside with a child or a grandchild. But whatever you do something every day, because variety is the spice of life. And remember, movement is exercise. The last thing I want to say about exercise is as we age, we really, really need to think about the importance of doing some type of weight training regularly. Now, the good thing about this challenge is every day when we watch our exercise videos, those two trainers are showing us things we can do right at home. Sit in your chair and hold on to the side of it and scoot your butt off the front of the chair and go up and, move up and down, do push-ups off. That was pretty cool. On the side of the table, just doing push-ups. Some of us have islands in our kitchens, and I know when I'm waiting on my tea to cook it, to heat up in the microwave, that's 2 minutes that I'm doing push-ups on the island in my kitchen. But that's weight training, that's muscle training. And remember, the most important muscle in our whole body is our heart. So by getting rid of some excess weight, especially around the middle with that visceral adiposity, we're getting rid of belly fat and fat that congregates around our internal organs. And then as we move our body and we breathe and we learn to relax, our heart's going to get stronger. Well, now we're talking about a real quality of life as we age and get older in age. In BESLIM, B is for breakfast, E is for exercise, S is for support. in addition to the help from your personal Take Shape for Life coach, some of you have it. If you're on MetaHash, you probably have a Take Shape for Life coach. If you don't, you need to have one. There's lots of coaches on this challenge. We'll be glad to help you. You can find more support from your family, your friends, and even online support. But one of the things that these people who lost over 60 pounds and kept it off for 5 years, they had somebody to support them. S is not for sabotage. We've got enough of that as it is. Oh, you can just have one bite. Oh, don't hurt my feelings. I made this cake just for you. Well, that's a bunch of BS. S is not for sabotage. S is for support. And there's some support that you can take advantage of, whether you're a Take Shape for Life client or not. You can log on to these phone numbers. I am giving them to you right now. Every Monday, there is a nurse's call where you can they teach a little lesson. They answer questions. It's only 30 minutes. They always have special guests. It's very, very good. It's every Monday night. We also have a physician's call where Dr. Anderson and Dr. Dornick and Dr. Mark Nelson that you saw in the webinar last week, Dr. Joe Pecoraro, who I'm sure you're going to eventually see. These physicians who have basically, they were Take Shape for Life clients, and then they lost weight, and so they introduced it to all of their patients and so on and so forth, and now they're Take Shape for Life coaches too, and there was a bird whistling or something. Ugh. The physician calls on Wednesday evening, but you can also listen to these calls every week on a recorded playback, which means you can be driving down the road and you can dial in this number, put your phone on speakerphone and listen to a support call to get you all pumped up and give you information. So you need to write down these phone numbers. And if you want them and you don't get them in time, if you'll email me, I'll send them to you. Because what you do is you dial in the number, and then it's going to ask you for a PIN number, and you put in that PIN number like 0971 and then hit the pound key. And for the nurse's call, you call that number, put in the PIN number, and hit the pound key. And then we also have what's called a maintenance call. And now they're calling it a Habits of Health call. But it's real good. You don't have to be on maintenance to listen to this call. It's just a really, really great call. And those of you who are Take Shape for Life clients can email nutrition support from your Support in Motion link on my webpage anytime. And they will answer your email request within 24 hours. It's really, really good. BESLIM, B for breakfast, E for exercise, S for support, L, low fat and lean meals. Now we want you to eat 5 to 6 times a day. Eat low fat and lean meals 5 to 6 times a day. Remember, I'm going to tell you the story. Remember the story the first week that we learned about the sumo wrestlers? How do sumo wrestlers get so huge and fat? Yes, they eat a lot of calories, but you know when they eat them? Once a day. Once a day. Because when we save up all of our calories to just eat once a day, like I'm not going to eat all day because I'm going out to dinner tonight, man, that is sumo mentality. Because what that means is everything you're going to eat is going to turn straight to fat. And I mean turn straight to fat. Did y'all see the picture that I posted on my Facebook page that showed 5 pounds of fat versus 5 pounds of muscle tissue? If you didn't, Facebook friend me and look at that picture, or else email me and I'll send it to you. But it is an eye opener. We do not want to be sumo wrestlers. We want to be lean. The other reason we want to remember to eat low fat and lean meals 5 to 6 times a day is to keep diabetes under control, or to keep it from ever happening to begin with. If you have type 1 diabetes, that's a different situation. That's inherited. But if you have type 2 diabetes, or are in risk of developing type 2 diabetes, you need to eat this way. You need to eat 5 or 6 times a day, fuel your body every 2 to 3 hours. Forget about all that orange juice and fruit junk. You don't need it. If you'll put proteins and carbohydrates every 2 to 3 hours balanced into your body, you will maintain a metabolism that will give your body a chance to burn stored fuel sources. And Cassandra, you're on here tonight. Later on, you could give a testimony too about how your numbers just balance out when you're on plan, and when you're not on plan, how they start going wacky again, and you start having spikes and peaks and valleys in your blood sugars. So it is the absolute healthiest way to eat. a small meal every 2 to 4 hours. Dr. Anderson says eat a 9-inch plate, have half your plate be low glycemic carbohydrates, have a fourth of your plate be I did my slide wrong. That's wrong. It's not 50% protein, it's 50% low glycemic vegetables and 25% protein and 25% carbohydrate, starches, or fruits. Now, if you're on the weight loss plan, your carbohydrates and starches and fruits are going to be very, very limited because the starchy carbohydrates and the fruits metabolizes sugar. And when you're trying to lose weight, you want to stay not just away from refined sugar, but you want to stay away from natural sugar as well that's found in starches like potatoes and rice and fruits and that kind of stuff. So go for the lower carbohydrates. If you are like a sweet potato or a yam would be a lot healthier because it burns slower than a white potato. Brown rice would be a whole lot better for you than white rice for the same reason. It takes your body longer to metabolize, so you're not going to have those peaks and valleys in your metabolism. Same thing with pasta, anything like that. If you go with the whole wheat as opposed to the refined flours, you're going to be so much better off as far as your blood sugars are concerned. Just make sure, whether you're on a 1,200 calorie day, 1,200 calories a day, or 1,500 calories a day, or 17, or if you're on maintenance and can even get away with 2,000 calories a day, however many calories you're going to eat. Some of you guys can probably get up to 2,500 calories a day, and occasionally even more, as long as, and this is the qualifier, you divide those calories into 6 fuelings a day. And especially after you've lost your weight. Because now you've got more lean tissue than you have fat tissue, and so your body is going to be more efficient at burning the calories that you take in. So remember, these are healthy habits. Whoops, sorry, how do I go back? Previous. B, breakfast.
Hello.
E, exercise. S, support. L, low fat and lean. I, individualized plan. Your individualized plan will allow you to select the foods you like while you're helping to build an optimal healthy lifestyle. Your individual plan will help you build the skills you need to stay in control regardless of the stress and triggers to make you make unhealthy food choices. In other words, if you're eating every 2 to 3 hours, those triggers are not going to be as strong as if you were only eating 3 times a day, or if you hadn't eaten since last night and it's 11 or 12 o'clock in the morning and you get a trigger, you're definitely going to eat something that's not healthy for you to eat. So fuel as soon as you get up in the morning, keep fueling every 2 to 3 hours, balance that body metabolism. It'll help you control the stress. It'll help you control the triggers, all kinds of good things to help you keep from making unhealthy food choices. Now, for those of us that are on Take Shape for Life, we know that following the 5-in-1 plan will help us in fat burning, and it'll result in a quick, fast weight loss. But did you know, I don't know if your coach told you this or not, but did you know that choosing a 4 and 2 is also fat burning? Did you know that somebody needs to mute I'm getting a lot of feedback. Would somebody please mute their computer or else be real quiet? Did you know that it's quite all right to go between a 5-in-1 and a 4 and 2 with no problems? For example, today I might be on a 5-in-1, but tomorrow I might be having lunch with friends, so I want to do a 4 and 2. It doesn't matter. The only difference is on your 1 or your 2 meals that you get to pick yourself, your lean and green meal, just the only difference is when you're on the 4 and 2, you only get 3 ounces of protein and 1.5 cups of vegetables. Whereas when you're on the 5-in-1, or 3 servings of vegetables, when you're on the 5-in-1, you get 5, 6, or 7 ounces of protein and 3 servings of low glycemic vegetables. But talk to your coach about it if you have any questions about your individualized plan. And in BESLIM, M is for monitor. One of the things, the 6th thing that these people who lost 60 pounds and kept it off for over 5 years, the 6th thing they all had in common was they monitored their weight. You don't lose your weight and then say, woohoo, I've lost my weight, let's go back to my old habits. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You go back to your old habits, you're going to gain your weight back. So what do you do to help you keep the weight off? Well, first of all, regardless of what you eat, you're going to break your calories into 6 fuelings a day. You're going to still continue to drink 64 ounces of water a day for the rest of your life. You're still going to move your body every day. You may not go to the gym every day, but you're going to move your body every day. So how do you know that you're on plan? How do you know that you are tracking yourself for success? Well, you monitor. And the way you monitor is you weigh yourself and you log your measurements when you start the program. And then you weigh yourself once a week until you reach your optimal weight. And I suggest that you weigh and measure yourself, at least the waist, abdomen, and hips, once a week until you reach your optimal weight. The reason that I say those 3 measurements is those are the ones where the visceral adiposity is. That's the fat that kills us. Our thigh fat, the fat along our thighs, just looks ugly. But our belly fat and our abdominal fat, that's the fat that causes high blood pressure, diabetes, all the bad stuff that we don't want to get, and put stress on our internal organs. Now, if you hit a temporary plateau, and I say temporary, do not quit eating 6 times a day and do not quit drinking your water. Sometimes your body has to take a breath and say, I've been burning fat. And then it kind of balances itself out. And what I've found over the years is 1 week a client will lose weight, and then the next week they'll lose inches, and then they'll lose some weight, and then they'll lose inches. But always I have people who will hit a plateau, and I'll say, have you been taking your measurements? And 9 times out of 10 they say no. So that gives me a chance for to share with them a little aha moment and to remind them to weigh every week. And then once we get back on track, woo, everything's great again. The next thing you want to do when you monitor is, once you reach your goal, get a pair of jeans that has no synthetics in it. No lycra, no spandex, no nothing. Just plain old denim jeans. That's all you need to monitor your weight. And if you ever wake up and find that you cannot button those jeans without laying down on the bed to suck your belly in, go back on the 5-in-1 plan or whatever your choice of weight loss plans is until those jeans button easily again, and then you can go back on maintenance. Of course, they didn't mention this in the study that they did out of Colorado. The National Weight Control Registry didn't mention water, but we know how important water is. It is a critical component to losing weight. It's a critical component for health, for optimal health. It's a critical component for mental clarity, good bodily functions. Most of us are dehydrated. We are underhydrated. What happens? Our bodies swell, our ankles swell, our wrists swell, our eyes swell, because our body's trying to retain water because it doesn't have enough. Then the more water we drink, yes, the more you'll pee for a while, but the more you hydrate, it's like your body's going to say, and what will happen is you won't have those great, huge 3 and 4 pound fluctuations of weight day by day. It really will stabilize your true weight. And eventually, when you first start on losing weight, or especially if you're on the Take Shape for Life program, you feel like you're spending your whole life in the bathroom. You'll find that that's true for about 7 to 10 days. But if you continue drinking your water, and then another thing is, make sure that you have your last glass of water like around 8 o'clock at night, maybe take your medicine then or whatever. Or if you're going to take your medicine at 9:30, just drink a small amount of water then, so that you're actually hydrating your body earlier in the day. And the best way that I recommend to do that is every time you eat a meal, drink a bottle of water. That way you're adequately dividing that water up. And then if you drink every other time you exercise or think about it or want it, or if you feel hungry, the first thing you want to do is drink a bottle of water and then wait 5 minutes. If you're still hungry, eat. If you're not still hungry, you know that your body's thirsty. People who are overweight do not recognize when our body is thirsty. We interpret it as our body is hungry. And 9 times out of 10, our body isn't hungry. Good Lord, we've been eating all day. What it is our body is thirsty. Now, yes, we get some water from the food we eat, especially vegetables, but that is not enough to sustain life. So if you don't keep any other habit that we've learned during this challenge, keep and learn and practice the habit of water. because then we're going to have optimal health. Once we reach our optimal health weight and we have a healthy BMI, which is body mass index, we should transition from our weight loss program. We shouldn't just jump in and eat everything in sight again. No, what we want to do is, hey, you know what? I hadn't had sweet potatoes, and I'm going to have sweet potato with my chicken and salad tonight. And then the next day you might say, you know what? I'm going to have some brown rice, and I'm going to make some gravy for it, and have that with broccoli and my chicken or whatever. We're going to ease in to those favorite foods. Be like, you know what? I'm going to have a glass of wine with my dinner tonight. You know, and it's going to be okay. Why? Because you have more lean tissue than you have fat, so your metabolism is working better. You're still eating 6 times a day. You're moving your body. You will not gain weight unless you start to overeat and go back to your old habits. The old adage, calories in versus calories out, is true once you're at your optimal weight. Prior to that, when we're trying to lose weight, we've got to take in fewer calories than we're burning up, right? We've got to create that gap. But maintenance is, if you're going to take in 2,500 calories, then you're going to burn 2,500 calories because you're going to jog 5 miles instead of 3, okay? So you're going to learn to work it that way. It takes time, but you're going to do it. We will continue the BESLIM philosophy for the rest of our lives and enjoy optimal health. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and I'm going to come back to us, and I'm going to ask everybody to unmute, and I'm going to ask everybody to answer. What does B stand for?
Breakfast.
Breakfast. We're going to eat breakfast every day. What does E stand for?
Exercise.
We're going to move our bodies. We're going to move our bodies. What does S stand for?
Support.
And that's what we are. Our challenge team is support. BESL. What's L stand for?
Low fat, lean meals.
There you go. How many times a day?
6.
That's right. Well, you are my star. There's a bunch of people that are muted. You can unmute. Mary Spratt, you can unmute yourself. Mary Gero, unmute yourself. Debbie, unmute yourself, because I want y'all to answer this too. Okay, so we've got exercise, low fat and lean meals 5 to 6 times a day. I, what does that stand for? Individualized. Some of us are on MetaFast, some of us are on Weight Watchers, some of us are on counting calories. That's your choice of the plan you want to use. But the point is, it's an individualized plan that works best for you. SLIM. What is M?
Monitor.
Monitor. And we monitor by doing what 2 things every week?
Weighing in and measurement.
And measurements. And don't forget that measurement part, and write it down. I keep mine hidden. Chuck doesn't know where it is. I don't want him to know what I weigh. Anyway, none of his business. But I have a little box of powder right in my scales, and I have an index card under there. And so when he doesn't use my powder, nope, he doesn't use my powder. So when I weigh and measure, I put it on that and then cover it up again. I keep it private. It's nobody's business but mine. But it gives me a log. It gives me a record so that I know. And, you know, if it goes the wrong direction, I know I need to get back on plan and get started again. If it goes the right direction, then everything's fine. If I'm either losing weight or I'm losing inches, I am heading in the right direction. Amen?
Yes.
All right.
Amen.
Okay, so we've got about 5 more minutes, and I'd like for anybody, if you have a habit that was really, really hard for you at the beginning of the challenge that you are beginning to get a grip on, would you please share with us what that habit is? If you don't answer, I'm going to call your name.
For me, this is Jackie. It's
Okay,
Diet
Jackie.
Coke. Diet Coke.
And
I would,
Sodas, I gave them all up.
Jackie?
yeah, I would drink 3 or 4 a day, and I have been having like one every 3rd day, maybe. So yay.
That is a fabulous habit. And all the research on Diet Cokes is not good.
Mhm.
They say it's just as bad for us as the sugary kind. Isn't that too bad? Breaks my heart because I love them too. But I'm with you. That's one of the things. Maybe every 2 to 3 days I'll have one now. And I used to have 2
That's
a day.
amazing. I got to say, that's amazing for Jackie because she's been addicted to Coke all her life.
all my
That's
life.
fantastic. Congratulations.
Yay.
Congratulations, Shaggy.
Right.
Somebody else, what's a habit that you created that you didn't have at the beginning of the challenge?
I get on my bike while I'm cooking dinner.
What?
What?
Yeah, it's a tiny place. So I'm on my recumbent bike that's in the dining room that's right next to the kitchen. I put on my dinner to cook, and I get on my bike.
How? Now that I think she needs. Don't y'all think she?
Wow.
Don't y'all think she needs to take a video and share that with the team? I gotta see that.
Amen to that one.
I do lean up against my kitchen bar, and I do things.
Oh, you do pushaways. Okay, I thought you were just leaning.
And I also do that one where I put my arms up like this, and I squat down. You know, do squats on my kitchen island while my tea is cooking or while my green beans are finishing or whatever. Somebody
You have to remember that it's cold where Mary Jo is, so she has to bring that bike inside.
No!
It's a recumbent. Even if it was outside, I couldn't go anywhere.
Hey, listen, I am so proud of you. Jonathan, I know you got a habit that you've been working on specifically. Share with us.
You do? What is it?
Come on, Pastor, tell us now.
I don't know what you mean.
He says, I know you.
Getting playing coy, huh?
What habit is making a difference for you on this challenge? What are you really trying to work on the most?
Probably the most for me is the water, and it's actually hasn't been so good lately since I talked.
Anything that we talked about tonight give you any ideas about what you can do to help you with the water?
Yeah, I when I did this during the last challenge, I really focused on having the bottle of water with every meal, and that's what got me into it.
Yeah, it's a key.
I just have to do it again.
Right, you just have to make yourself do it again. Yeah. The biggest habit with water that I found, and I shared it on the last challenge, is before I have my first cup of coffee. Y'all, I'm a coffee drinker. But before I have my first cup of coffee in the morning, I drink that bottle of water. I do not like it, said Sam I am. I do not like it, but I get that down because then I reward myself with my cup of coffee. So that's kind of like how water is in the beginning, kind of like how exercise is in the beginning. How many of y'all like to exercise? Lord, not me. It's something that I have to commit to, something that I have to set my mind to, like putting my shoes right next to my sink where my toothbrush is, y'all. That's what I do. If I don't have my shoes there, I just put them on and I don't go to the gym. I don't go walk. You have to do what you have to do that helps you be successful. James, you mentioned something on your survey that I was really impressed with about exercise. Share it with us.
No, I don't remember now.
Well, you talked about not liking it, and today you didn't want to.
Not psyching myself out about it and just getting up doing it. But
there you go. And what did you find when you went to run?
no, it was a lot easier. I mean, it's easier than I thought. I made it harder than it really was in my own mind.
So much of it is right here. So much of it is taking that first step, especially when we don't like to exercise. So whatever it is that your key is going to be, for me, it's putting my shoes out so that I have to do that first thing in the morning, because I will procrastinate all day long, and pretty soon it'll be night, it'll be too cold. There's always a reason why I can't go walk. There's always a reason why I can't go to get on a treadmill or to walk some stairs. So we prioritize. And so what I'm going to ask y'all to do between now and our next meeting is, would you set one goal that you're going to do in some aspect of BESLIM? B is for breakfast, E is for exercise, S is for support, L is for low fat and lean meals 5 to 6 times a day, I is for individualized, M is for monitor. You tell me which one of those facets of health are you going to focus on this week, and what are you going to do? Just pick one. Write it down. If you don't write it down, it won't work. Write it down and put it on your bathroom mirror where you brush your teeth, so that you'll see it every time you brush your teeth. It will be like a refocusing on what it is that you really want to do this week. Will y'all do that?
Yep.
Come on, will y'all do that? Just one.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm the teacher, as you can say, and we see, and we've reviewed. I want to tell everybody how this is a great turnout tonight, and I really want to thank you for being here. We're running over just a little bit, so I had kind of a rusty start, but thanks to Jackie, taught me how to do the PowerPoint presentation. We finally got it going. So I want to thank you all for coming. I want you to get your points every day. Oh, points. We're in like 70th place or something like that. But y'all, at the end, only teams that have 10 people or more are going to be qualified to win. And a lot of those teams, I went and looked at it, a lot of those teams that are beating us have one person on it or 3 people on the team. I mean, it's not really a team. So they're going to be disqualified. So let's just keep on